We've caught you lying on your
Yeah,
books a lot of times. You don't even know if Justin
if
Martyr
I
was a
could
church
finish,
father or not.
please. If I could finish, please. Thank you very much. So like I was saying, he says, this is Sidney Griffith saying that the Quran is recalling the stories of biblical patriarchs, and then he says that nevertheless, it makes three things very clear. Biblical personalities and their stories are recalled according to the paradigm of Quranic prophetology, not according to Jewish or Christian narrative patterns, meaning that the Quran is recounting these stories and making it, consciously editing it to be in line with its own understanding of what a prophet should be. So that means that the Quran is aware of the biblical narrative and consciously editing it. So the Islamic dilemma fails, because the Islamic dilemma, for it to be successful, the Quranic author needs to be unaware of the biblical narrative, and he's just picking and choosing and like haphazardly mixing things together, which is not true, right? That's why he says the Quran is correcting the previous scriptures. It sees itself as correcting the previous scriptures according to its own prophetology. Listen to what he says. The Quranic recollections of biblical patriarchs and prophets, according to the paradigm of its own prophetology, bespeaks the Arabic scriptures' corrective, even polemical stance towards Jewish and Christian scriptures. So the Quran is corrective towards the Jewish and Christian scriptures. So it's aware of them and it's consciously correcting them, akhi. Now you spoke about Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir says that we do a general confirmation, tasdiq mujmalan, he says in his tafsir of 279 and 513. And he believes in textual corruption. So you're misquoting Ibn Kathir as well, akhi.
He's
So
lying on
please
it.
be honest with
All right,
the
I'm
sources that
watching.
you're
Watch it,
quoting.
guys.
Ibn
Watch it. Watch
Kathir,
it.
just wait,
Okay.
please. I
513 and
didn't interrupt you while you're
279,
speaking.
right?
Can you not interrupt me? I
Okay,
did not interrupt you,
finish
Jay.
up.
Wallah, I
Finish
didn't
up.
interrupt you. Thank you. Thank you. Ibn Kathir believes in textual corruption. That's very clear from his tafsir. Quoting one part where he says there is also distortion in terms of meaning does not negate that he believes in textual corruption as well. So please be very, very careful with what you're quoting.
Okay.
And I know,
watch, 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 watch,
if
watch,
you want
watch,
me,
watch. Watch how
I'm
I
not
cook it
done.
right
Can I
now.
land the plane, please? Can I
Bro,
land? I'm
how
literally
is
about
it
to
that I
finish and you're
get 30
interrupting me.
seconds and you're on 3 minutes?
I will finish. I will finish, bro. I'll
Don't,
finish. So please
you're
be careful.
shortcutting
Can I
stuff here
speak?
now.
Can
You're
can I
done.
speak? I'm not sure.
You
So I
already
made.
said
Can I
you had a
finish,
scholar,
bro?
you had
Please. Oh
513, you
my
had
God. I made 2
279, you
points.
said Ibn
I made
Kathir.
2 points. I made
Okay, it's
2 points,
done.
bro. Can you please be quiet? Thank you. Thank you. So the only 2 points that I made again is that Nicholas Sinai, Sidney Griffith, I just quoted Sidney Griffith, saying that the Quran is corrective, polemical towards the previous scriptures, which shows that it's conscious of them and is correcting it to be in line with its own prophetology. That refutes the Islamic dilemma. Point number one. Point number two, you're misquoting Ibn Kathir and him saying that there's textual corruption in terms of meaning, tahrif lafzi, does not negate that there was also corruption in terms of physical corruption. It doesn't negate that. So we believe in both. We believe there is both corruption in terms of the meaning and corruption in terms of textual corruption. And this is represented by Ibn Kathir and the earlier authorities before him, even Ibn Abbas. So please, Akhi, be careful with what you quote. I don't need the rest of the time. He just needs to let me finish and not interrupt.
Hey, Wisdom, do you intend giving him 5 minutes and giving me 1 minute? And then having three of them sit
Yeah.
down and talk with me? Is that what you intend? Because if
Yeah,
you do,
no,
then you
so
can have at
listen,
it.
listen.
Okay?
I just started a showtime. You asked for 2 minutes, so I'm giving you guys both
That
2
is after
minutes.
you'd already gone on for 2 minutes.
Well, you can when I end the showtime, you can finish it. Okay? It was too much talking over each other. That's why I
Yeah,
had to
that's
start
because he
it.
goes on and on and on. Listen, guys, he just sat down and lied. Let me show you what he lied about. He said, Ibn Kathir says, Mujmalan, general belief in 513 and 279. He's a liar. It says it in 2946. And Mujmalan means something completely different. General belief is a doctrinal category. This boy thinks that he's walked into some normal Christian out there. Okay? Mujmalan, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what he lied about. These guys are nothing but absolute liars. Hold on. Where is it? Ibn Kathir. There you go, baby. What did he say? Khalil said show and tell. Yeah, I'll show and tell. Okay? Here is what he's talking about. It's 2946. It doesn't say the general belief was in 513 or 279. He snuck that in. Bro, you're such a slimy guy, dude. That's why we don't like you on our side, okay? Now, it says here, and we say we have believed in that which has been revealed to us, and revealed to you means if they inform us of something that is truth or falsehood, we do not know and we do not hasten, yada, 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 and we believe in it with general belief. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between the word general belief and the word general. In the English language, it means something completely different, okay? General belief is al-imam al-mujmal. Detailed belief, they have something called general and detailed belief. General belief is these are doctrinal categories. It doesn't mean how it means in the English language that I mean, general being most of it. That's what he's lying to you. In their doctrinal category, general means they believe in all of it, but they don't know the details of it. So if a Muslim turns around and says that I believe, if a Muslim turns around and
Yeah.
says that, if the
Thank you
Muslim
for
turns around,
that.
no, it's
You
not my
done?
time. No, I'm not done. You spoke for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I get my time.
You
Now,
finished
if a
2 minutes.
hey, you got 5 wisdom. Can you ask this guy to be quiet, please? Okay. Now he's getting nervous after being caught lying. General means I believe in all of it, not in the detail of it. If a Muslim sits down and says that, you ask him, do you believe that Allah has 99 names? He says yes, but he doesn't know the detail of each name. So that's what it means in general belief in their doctrinal category. So here's what it goes in there, okay? When Ibn Kathir uses the word general belief, he's not saying general verification like your English language phrase. In Arabic, Iman Mujmalan literally means a general belief. It's not an open license to selectively affirm or deny parts of the previous scriptures. Okay, here you have it. The general belief in the Aqidah book by Khalid al-Mushlik, it says, a general belief, al-Imam al-Mujmal, is that a person affirms all that the messenger brought in a general manner. All, okay? As for a detail of tafsir, that is different. Okay, so now what I'm going to do out here is that this guy Ibn Kathir says the same thing. Sorry, Ibn Taymiyyah says the same thing. Okay, because my time is coming up under a minute. Here in Majmul al-Fatah, he sits down and says the same thing out there. So I can show him all these things instead of reading it up here. I'll send it to you. Don't try and BS me that a general belief means actually just part of it. It doesn't. Even your teacher of Ibn Kathir says it. We're not required to know every detail, but we are commanded to believe in all of it generally. Okay, that's what it is. So even if a Muslim doesn't know every line of the book, his faith still covers all of them. It's not partial, it's comprehensive. Ibn Baz out here, I've got it also, says the same thing. Okay, as opposed to general belief in this thing. So stop lying on me. Ibn Kathir never said that. He never said it in 513. He never said it in 279. He said the opposite in there. He said it completely opposite in there. In 513, they said it's just with verbally. In 279, they said they wrote a different book. So stop lying on me, bro. I'll own you on this. Go ahead. Let this boy not lie more about it. Brought the bloody wrong verse, said the lies on it. Try to push off a general belief on me.
Yeah, so I'll just respond to what he said and then I'll leave because he's, like, with all due respect to him, he's very low tier. He doesn't actually engage with the scholarship. He just has his little pre-recorded presentation. Like, I want you guys to notice, this is the difference between scholarship and apologetics. This is just apologetical material that he's bringing with his own translations that he's, like, gerrymandering. And we've caught these people, like, changing the narrations that they bring and giving incorrect translations multiple times. So I don't trust anything that he shows on the slideshow for anything. So let me just make that clear. But I mean, it's very clear. The Quranic author takes parts of the biblical narrative that are true and leaves parts that are false. That's what Sidney Griffith is saying. That's what Nicholas Sinai is saying. That's what Angelica Newworth thinks. This is what all top critical academic scholars of the Quran believe. And all of them accept that the Quranic author has a biblical subtext that he's aware of and engaging with. And if you want a good article on this, there's one by Nicholas Sinai on this. And there's also another one by Pregel as well. He has a good one talking about Jewish intertext in the Quran. All of this shows that the Quranic author takes parts that he believes are true and leaves parts that are false. And for Jay, this is something that's so blasphemous, so unacceptable. How is it the case the Quranic author is taking part of what's true and leaving part of what's false? Well, because he's doing the same thing that we believe, because he believes that the historical Jesus is not found in the Gospels. Parts of his sayings are true, parts of his sayings are preserved, parts of it are not preserved, parts of it are embellished. This is the same thing that critical scholars think. They think the Gospels have parts that are true and parts that are false. And as such, they sit through the parts that are false, like where he says that I and the Father are one, and before Abraham was I am, and all these I am sayings, and his passion predictions. These are all false attributions to him. As such, the Quranic author is getting rid of them. He's saying these are false attributions, and the historical Jesus never made these claims. That's it. It's very simple. So for whatever reason, these guys just want to keep forcing this dilemma that doesn't exist. We've explained it to them multiple times. It's not really worth engaging with. If anyone is sincere, they can read the book that I quoted by Sidney Griffith. With that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Run. Hey, take SJ with you too. Okay, now listen. Guys, this is what I did. Remember he said that 513 and 279, Ibn Kathir says general belief. I proved number one, he's lying. It was in 2946. Then general belief doesn't sound and it means the exact thing that it means to us in the English language speaking world. I showed that it was a doctrinal term. Then I brought his own Ibn Taymiyyah. That's why he ran, guys. He ran because he said, oh shoot, this boy got me Ibn Taymiyyah. Here is one, it's in Arabic. What did he go to? Oh, I've got modern day scholars. Screw my Ibn Taymiyyah, screw Ibn Kathir, all of them. That's what he did. He showed them the proverbial middle finger out there. Here it is in Arabic. Here is the volume number. Majmu al-Fatah Ibn Taymiyyah. He says, oh, now he's appealing to, if I'm showing him things, oh, you're changing the translation. You saw how he started talking that way? This is how slow tier is. Low tier is higher than you, bro. You're slow tier. I'm bringing you the actual volume books and everything in here. And it says that Ibn Taymiyyah agrees with me that general belief means we believe in it all. We just don't know every detail of it. Look, it says, okay, it is known that we do not encompass full knowledge, that means detail, of all things in detail, al-tafsir, but we have only been commanded to believe, in general, al-jumiyah, okay? So we do not know the exact number of prophets, nor many angels, nor do we grasp all the attributes, yet that does not diminish our faith in them. So when you say general, that means you're supposed to believe in it, you don't know the details in it, okay? It continues out here again. So I say there is no doubt that one must believe in everything that the messenger is informed of and affirm whatever is reported, even if a person does not understand the Arabic he spoke or grasp any part of its meaning, let alone the Arab. So in general faith, i.e. general belief, al-Imam al-Mujmal, it is not a requirement to know the meaning of everything he has reported. There is no doubt about this, okay? It'll continue on and on. I will give him a class on this. Look, I've got more from Majmu' al-Fatah. He's a Salafi. He's a Salafi, and he ran from his own Salafi boy. He ran from Ibn Baz and he ran
Jay.
from Ibn Taymiyyah.